Hi everyone, welcome to C programming tutorial series. In my last two videos I have started discussion on operators and expression concept, and in my last video I have completed the discussion on assignment operator and logical operators. And if you guys have not seen that video, then I would just recommend you guys to watch that video which I have made on assignment and logical operators. You can find the video in the same playlist. And in today's video I'm going to discuss other two categories of operators, which are increment and decrement operators and conditional operator. So before coming to today's topic, I just want to tell you guys that if you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you guys have any questions then let me know in the comment section. Okay, so let us first discuss increment and decrement operators. So the increment operator, denoted with plus symbol, adds 1 to its operand, and the decrement operator, which is denoted with minus symbol, subtracts 1 from its operand. And this increment operator is represented with x equals to x plus 1, and it is also been written as x plus equals to 1. Okay, let us see an example. Here I have declared a variable x and I have initialized a value 10 to this variable x. Now when I use x plus plus, which is an increment operator, then the value of this variable x, which is 10, gets incremented by 1, and now the value of x becomes 11. And similarly decrement operator. So decrement operator is written in this way: x equals to x minus 1, which is same as x minus equals to 1, and we can also write it as x minus minus. Here I have declared a variable x and I have initialized the value of 5, and when I execute x minus minus, which is a decrement operator, so this x minus minus will decrement 1 from x, and now the value stored inside x gets changed to 4. So now let us move ahead to discuss various types of increment and decrement operators. So let's first discuss prefix increment operator. So whenever we use prefix increment operator, then the value of the variable first gets incremented, and then we use that new incremented value in the expression. Okay, next is prefix decrement operator. So whenever we use minus x or prefix decrement operator in a C program, then the value of the operand first gets decremented, then that new decremented value used inside the expression. Next we have postfix increment operator. Okay, so whenever we use postfix increment operator in our C program, then first whatever value initially gets stored inside the x before incrementing, that value only will be used in the expression, then the value gets incremented by 1. Next, the fourth one is postfix decrement operator. Okay, so whenever we will be using postfix decrement operator in our C program, whatever value gets stored inside the variable x before decrementing, that value gets used in the expression, then later on the value gets decremented by 1. Now we will use these different increment and decrement operators in an example so that we can understand these concepts with better clarity. Okay, so here I have written down an example where at the top I have included the header file stdio.h. Inside the main function I have declared 4 variables and I have initialized some values to each and every of these variables. Now I am going to use prefix increment operator, prefix decrement operator, postfix increment operator and postfix decrement operator, and we will see what changes takes place on these values whenever we use these different types of increment and decrement operator. I am trying to print the value of 6, which I have stored inside prefix underscore inc variable using prefix operator. So I have used a printf function prefix increment colon %d, which is the format specifier, and then \n. I have already made a video on the format specifier and you can find that video in the same playlist. If you guys have not seen that video, I just recommend you guys to watch that video which I have made on input and output functions and format specifier. Okay, and this is \n. In my last video I have already explained what is the purpose of this \n. Whenever this program gets executed, this message gets printed out, prefix increment, and then plus prefix underscore inc. Okay, so now I have used prefix increment operator. So what it does, whenever I use prefix increment operator in my C program, then first it add 1 into the operand and then it prints. Okay, so now you can see, since this plus operator has been prefixed to this prefix underscore inc variable, so now what it does is it first increment the value of this operand and we will get an output as 7, and that 7 gets printed out as an output. Okay, then I have written prefix decrement operator. As you can see here, minus symbol has been prefixed with the variable. Okay, so when this program gets executed, you will get this message prefix decrement, then a minus. Okay, so what it does is it first decrement the value stored inside this prefix underscore decrement variable. So the value initially gets stored inside this variable was 7. Since I am using prefix decrement operator, that's why the value of this variable first gets decremented and then printed out. Okay, so as a result of that you will get 6 as an output. Okay, next we will see postfix increment operator. So when this program gets executed, since I am using postfix increment operator and you can see plus operator is been placed after the variable, so whatever value gets stored inside the variable, which is 8, so first the value 8 gets printed out and then the value gets incremented. Next we will see postfix decrement operator. Okay, so whenever we execute this program, as you can see, minus symbol has been kept after the variable. So what it does is it first print the value of postfix dec variable. It first print that value 9. So just to better understand this postfix increment and postfix decrement operator, I have again written these two operators here below. Here I have just written the variable without using increment and decrement operator, postfix increment and then postfix decrement. Okay, so as I have said, in this case it will first print the output and then increment, and in this case it will first print the output and then decrement. Okay, later on it will increment and decrement the value stored inside these two variables. Okay, so next time when you again try to print the same variables, at this time the value present inside the postfix increment variable gets updated by 1, which was earlierly 8, and the value stored inside the postfix decrement operator gets decremented by 1, which were earlierly 9. Okay, so this is how the values gets incremented by 1 and decremented by 1 in prefix increment, prefix decrement, postfix increment and postfix decrement operators. Now let us move ahead to discuss conditional operator category. Okay, so the conditional operator is also known as ternary operators. The conditional statements are also known as decision making statements, because with this conditional operators we try to make the decision out of two options. Okay, and it is represented by two symbols, that is question mark and colon. As conditional operator works on 3 operands, so it is also known as the ternary operators. In conditional operator we are using 3 expressions, so that's why this conditional operator is also been termed as ternary operator. The behavior of the conditional operator is similar to the if-else statement, as if-else statement is also a decision making statement. Okay, the behavior or the work of the conditional operator is almost all similar to if-else statement. We have not still covered this concept. In our upcoming videos we will try to focus on if-else statement, and if-else statement is also a decision making statement. So the behavior of the conditional operator is also similar to if-else statement. Here I have mentioned the syntax of conditional operator. So the syntax of conditional operator includes expression 1 followed by question mark and then expression 2 followed by colon and then expression 3. Okay, so the expression 1 will be a Boolean expression. Okay, if that expression becomes true, or if that expression returns a true value, then the second expression gets executed. If the first expression returns false, then expression 3 gets executed. Okay, so this expression 2 and expression 3 will be returning values of 1 and 0. Okay, if this expression 1 becomes true, then expression 2 will return 1 and expression 3 will becomes 0. So value equals to expression 1 question mark expression 2 colon expression 3. Okay, so this, as I have said, expression 1 can be a Boolean expression. So if this expression becomes true, expression 2 gets executed, that is the value of 1 gets returned and gets stored inside this variable value. Okay, if this expression becomes false, then expression 3 gets executed, that means the value of 0 return and that value gets stored inside this variable value. So this example is to demonstrate conditional operator, and here I have started this example with the header file followed by the main function, and I have declared two variables age and value of type integer, and then I have used a clear screen function. Then I have written a printf function which will prompt a message to the user saying that enter your age. So when this program gets executed, the user will get this message as enter your age. Then I have used a scanf function with a format specifier %d with ampersand age. Okay, so whatever value or the age user will going to enter, that age gets stored inside this age variable. Now I have value stored inside the age variable. Now I need to match, or I need to compare that value stored inside age with the value of 18. So if the age value becomes greater than or equal to 18, then as I have said, this second expression gets executed. Okay, suppose if the value entered by the user is 20, that means the 20 is greater than or equals to 18 years. Now the condition becomes true. So when this condition becomes true, the second expression gets executed and 1 gets returned and stored inside the value. So now if the value entered by the user for the age variable is 17, then 17 is greater than or equals to 18? No. And so now this expression becomes false. So when this expression becomes false, expression 3 gets executed and the value 0 gets returned and stored inside this value variable. If the value stored inside this value variable is 1, then I will just compare 1 is equals to 1, then eligible for vote. Then I will display this message as eligible for vote, otherwise I will display not eligible for vote. Okay, so you can change this line of statement to something like this. Okay, so if you write this way, then you just have to write only this one statement, and there is no need for writing these statements. Okay, so if the age is greater than or equals to 18, that means if this expression gets executed, then expression 2 gets executed. If this Boolean expression becomes false, then this gets executed. Okay, so I have written the program in this way so that you get a better understanding how the values gets returned from this operator and what we can do with those values. Okay, so that's all for this video, guys. So in this video we have discussed increment and decrement operator and then conditional operator with examples. Okay, so I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys got some valuable information from this video. If you guys like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, and if you guys have any questions, then let me know in the comment section. And thanks for watching.